At it again with another video. This is kind of early in the morning for me, so I'm probably gonna make this quick and easy. I actually just got a request on Twitch to do a zombie storyline Q&A and to try to debunk a lot of theories towards the storyline. So I'm going to do that today, or yeah, technically today speaking, because it's 1:58 in the morning, so it's Monday. So popular thing. Let's go ahead and get a bunch of things out of the way. First thing I want to go ahead and clear out of the way, and it's the most popular thing going around the zombie community, is simply what is DLC 4 going to be containing. Now, everybody knows already that it's going to contain Revelations, which is going to conclude the entire zombie storyline. So everybody knows that already. That's done deal. Now, you guys are watching my live stream. I'm chilling here in the main menu of Black Ops 3. Now, to be honest, and a bunch of rumors are going around, and it's being heavily hinted by Treyarch, but nothing is confirmed yet. A lot of people are suggesting that DLC 4 is going to be nothing but zombies. Now, I'm going to tell y'all how that may be true, but how it may not be true. Now, I'm going to show you how it could be true. If you go over to DLC maps, okay, I have no idea what just happened. That was weird. Okay, if you look at the DLC map packs for multiplayer, as you can see, if anything, they could probably fit in another good 2 or 3 more maps. Now, you look at it and you look in the past of all the other Call of Duties and you look at DLC maps and you look at it, let's say there's 2 DLC maps, like Black Ops 2, when they had 2 DLC maps and you had the 4 multiplayer maps, you had the first 4, or the first 8, technically speaking. So, which means there were still going to be more. Now, on here, there are no spaces. So that could conclude, and that may be able to theorize that there will be no multiplayer maps in the new DLC maps. Now, this is one that I want to also point out. Okay, if you look and you see here, okay, you have 5 zombie maps total. You have Shadows of Evil, The Giant, Der Eisendrache, Zetsubu no Shima, and Gerard Kravi. Now, tell me, and this is why a lot of people believe that the next DLC will be pretty much nothing but zombies, and it's heavily hinted that it's going to be a bunch of remastered maps, pretty much like Resurrection 2.0. Everybody remembers Resurrection from Black Ops 1, where they brought back all the zombie maps from World at War. People seem to think that in DLC 4, then it'll be Resurrection 2.0. And that could go a lot of different ways. They could either remaster and recreate all the Black Ops 2 zombie maps, or they could recreate and remaster all the Black Ops 1 zombie maps. Either way, to be honest, in my own opinion, I think that'd be some pretty cool shit. I mean, hell, I remember back on Black Ops 2, that's all I did. I did every single Easter egg on Black Ops 2. And that was fun as hell. Plus, on top of that, who the hell wouldn't want to play Origins or Buried or Mob of the Dead on Black Ops 3 with better graphics? And on top of that, you think about it, I personally think those maps would be better considering the fact that they've added in the gobblegums for Black Ops 3 instead of just being regular stuff. It could be interesting in my opinion. I think it'd be very interesting. That's just a big theory going around the zombie community that maybe, just maybe, DLC 4 will be a Resurrection 2.0. Now, the problem is, and I'm going to tell you guys how that could be wrong. Okay, like I said, nothing is confirmed yet. We don't know if it is. We don't know if it's not. So it very well could be a Resurrection 2.0, but on the flip side of that coin, it could also very well not. I'm going to show you how it may not. I'm going to go back to multiplayer and I'm going to show you all the DLC maps for multiplayer. Now, if you go here, it looks like maybe there could fit in another 2 or 3 multiplayer maps. Okay, but that still doesn't explain all the spaces that would be left over for zombies. So maybe in DLC 4 we might get 2 multiplayer maps and then 2, 3, or maybe even 4 zombie maps, which would still be pretty interesting. I mean, think about it. I know Treyarch has done a lot of things over the years, but I cannot see them just putting in a total of 6 zombie maps. I really can't see that being the case. You know, and above all else, okay, think about it for a second. If they were to recreate, and this is how I look at it, And this is why I think they should do it. And this is why my personal own opinion, everyone's entitled to their own opinion. Okay. In my own opinion, I personally think, business-wise, if they were to do like something like a Resurrection 2.0 or something like that, or they remastered either all the Black Ops 2 zombie maps or all the Black Ops 1 zombie maps, or hell, go the extra mile and recreate Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 2 zombie maps. Personally, if they did that, Treyarch would get a lot of money within the first week. And I mean a lot of money, probably more money than they've probably ever seen when it comes to downloadable content. So that is just a theory of mine. That's my own opinion about it, and it is exactly why I think it is a very good possibility we could be seeing something like a Resurrection 2.0. Now, I want to go ahead and clear the air out of that because that is just something that's going around the entire Call of Duty and zombie community. Now, I'm also going to tell you why it may not be the case. You got to stop and think. Infinite Warfare, or Infinity Warfare, however you want to pronounce it, same damn difference. If you think about it, Infinite Warfare is going to be the first ever Call of Duty game that's not Treyarch to already come with a zombies map. As we all know, yes, Advanced Warfare had exo zombies, but you had to pay extra to get the exo zombies. Infinite Warfare is already coming with exo zombies. And from what I've seen on the trailers and the teasers and everything, it actually looks pretty damn good, I'm not gonna lie. So that's just my opinion. Now, they're gonna, the reason why some people believe that they probably won't make a DLC very similar to like a Resurrection 2.0 or something like that is simply because of Infinite Warfare that's going to be coming out in less than 2 or 3 months. They got to start making and getting down the DLCs of what they're going to do for Infinite Warfare. Now, in a way, at this point in time, it would be considered, I would consider it a little too early to start it this early. Because first they got to see how it's going to go with the very first map and everything else. They got to see how it's going to go. So they got to think about that wisely. Okay, so that's just something to think about when you talk about this stuff. Now, I'm going to go ahead and get a bunch of stuff cleared out of the way before Revelations is released. I don't know when the official release date is. If you know when it is, I'd greatly appreciate if you drop it in the comments. But I don't think it's actually been officially released yet. From websites that I've been on, a majority of them have said somewhere in September. One of them says September 13th. Another said like a week after Labor Day. Another said September 25th. So everyone that I've seen has been in September, which isn't that far away. I mean, hell, the month of August is going to be over in about a week, less than a week maybe. And a bunch of questions are going about what Revelations is going to be. As we know from the teaser trailers of Revelations, people are jumping to the conclusion or making the assumption and the theory that it's pretty much going to be Origins 2.0, which in my opinion will be amazing. From the trailers that we may have seen, or at least the trailers that I've seen the staffs, and the map looks very similar to Origins. So maybe that's what Revelations is. Maybe, just maybe, it's Origins again, and you're actually in time to try to fix something that shouldn't have happened. And when you do the Horizon Drac Easter egg, it kind of makes sense because you go back in time. And on top of that, when you complete the Shadows of Evil Easter egg, you see Richtofen come out of a portal. Where did the portal come from? That is a question that needs to be answered. Tell me why and this is a big theory of mine, and this is a big question that I've always had as a zombie fan myself. Why on earth would they do something like that? And what I mean by that is let me rephrase, okay? If the thing about it is, if for some off the wall reason, let's just hypothetically say that Revelations is pretty much Origins 2.0. You still have the lightning staff, the fire staff, ice staff, and the wind staff. Still have to go through the same exact steps to upgrade it, everything like that, okay? The problem is the thing about Origins. If you look back at Origins and you complete the Easter egg, you see Samantha. You save Samantha and you send her back to Agartha. if I remember right. It's been a long time since I've actually completed the Easter egg, and I actually did the Easter egg on Origins. It's been about a good 4 or 5 months, so it's been a while. So I don't really exactly remember. I do remember you free Samantha pretty much, and you take her back to Maxis pretty much, and you look at that and you stop and think, if this is Origins 2.0, then common sense would say to assume that Samantha's gonna be back in it. The problem is how could they fit that in with this storyline, considering the fact that we've never been mentioned. Samantha has never been mentioned in the zombie storyline for this game. You look at Shadows of Evil, Drak, Zetsubu, and Gerard Krovi. Samantha isn't really mentioned. Same thing with Maxis. You really don't hear Maxis being mentioned. I think you hear Maxis being mentioned on one of the maps. I'm pretty sure it's either Drak or Zetsubu. No, it's Gerard Krovi. If I'm not mistaken, when you go turn on the power and that big old mechanical eyeball thing, you hear the AI female voice talk about Maxis. She says Maxis's name. If I'm not mistaken, I believe she actually says, Maxis, is that you? Now, with that being said, you look at that and then you look at Origins. The very first Origins on Black Ops 2, okay? Maxis was trying to take over the world. If you completed the Maxis side of the Easter egg on Buried, he pretty much destroys mankind. He destroys the world. If you complete the Richtofen side of the Easter egg, then it's pretty much the same end result. The difference is, instead of completely destroying mankind as a whole and completely annihilating the planet Earth, Richtofen decides to make every single person on planet Earth and make civilization his puppets, make everyone his pawns, which he already technically has which he already technically did with Stuhlinger and the rest of the Green Run crew. So that's just a theory. Now, back to Gerard Krovi. You complete the Origins Easter egg, Samantha's free, and then throughout this entire game of Black Ops 3 in the zombie storyline, you don't hear Samantha mentioned at all, really. Unless there was a couple times that I just don't remember. If I have, feel free to correct me and post in the comments about it. I do know Maxis is mentioned in Gerard Krovi. So could this mean that Maxis may make an appearance in Revelations? We don't know. However, we do know this. We do know Dr. Monty has been revealed. We know what he looks like and everything like that. So he has been revealed. And if I'm not mistaken, a theory is he's going to, I believe he is going to be in Revelations. But if you look back and you see that, and you look at Gerard Krovi and you hear Maxis' name coming from an automated computer in the same storyline as the crew that we're playing in now, the Dempsey, Nikolai, all them. Okay, after we did in Origins, we didn't really hear that much out of Maxis. The only time you really heard Maxis was when you built the Maxis drone and you heard him talk here and there. But that was really it. You did not hear anything else about Maxis. And then you really don't hear anything else about him again throughout the entire zombie storyline on this game until you get to Gerard Krovi. So could this mean that Maxis could still very well be behind all of the zombies? Like, meaning, let me rephrase that. Could he very well be controlling everything still? Could he very well still be the reason, and could he be the reason that all this is still going on? In my opinion, after looking at it that way, I think, in my honest opinion, I think Maxis could very well make an appearance in Revelations. Just simply because I don't see why in Gerard Krovi they would mention his name. Okay, now maybe it's just a little Easter egg thing or coincidence that the automated computer thing is talking about Maxis. Okay? But at the same time, it would not make sense. So that's just a theory. Now, I want to go ahead and talk about this, and it's something that's going around the community, and that is when you complete the Gerard Krovi Easter egg and you see the end cutscene, and Richtofen holds up the summoning key to send the souls up into the skies. Okay. You see everyone's soul except Richtofen. Now, when you watch the giant introduction cutscene, you see Richtofen 2.0 kill Richtofen 1.0. Or however you want to word it. It doesn't matter. You still see Richtofen kill Richtofen, okay? And Richtofen says he collected the soul, but you do not see him collect the soul. You do not visually really see him collect the soul. And everybody knows Richtofen. He is not, between all the dialogue that you hear from the characters, such as Dempsey, pretty much mainly Dempsey and Nikolai, you hear them talk about how they don't trust Richtofen. That tells us a lot that Richtofen isn't a very trustworthy guy. So when he says and claims that he did put his soul in the summoning key, that maybe, just maybe, there is a possibility that he lied about that. And the reason why that could very well be a good theory, and the reason why that could actually very well be true, is like I said, when you see the end cutscene of Gorod Krovi after you complete the Easter egg, you see Dempsey's, Takio's, and Nikolai's soul go into the sky, but you do not see Richtofen's. I find that very weird. Okay, now, let's just say, hypothetically, Richtofen really didn't collect his soul. He was just saying that to kind of to try to make sure that Dempsey and Nikolai and Takio, quote on, I guess in a way, still trust him, which they really don't to begin with. But I guess he said that maybe if he really didn't collect his soul, then maybe he said that just to make sure and get them to think that he really is trustworthy. So maybe, let's just go down that road. Let's say he did not collect his soul. That could go a bunch of different ways. Okay, if he did not collect his soul, then whatever it is they're after, whatever it is they're after, may not actually be able to work, seeing as how Richtofen really didn't collect his soul. Okay, that's just a little theory. Now let's just say he really did collect his soul. Why wasn't his soul shown when the souls were being shot up into the sky at the end of the Gorod Krovi Easter egg and you watch the cutscene? Why is it that you do not see Richtofen's soul, but you see everyone else's? And this is why a bunch of people believe he really didn't collect his soul. Now, if you watch the introduction, you do see him with the summoning key crouched over the Richtofen that he killed, but you do not really see him collect the soul. Just like, and again, when you finish the Gorod Krovi Easter egg, you do not see his soul. You see Takio's, Dempsey's, and Nikolai's. So, to be honest, in my opinion, I don't really think he really did it. I don't really think he took his own soul. And if he didn't, then that could lead to a lot of different things. If he didn't do it, then maybe, just maybe, the reason why they're creating Revelations is to go back and maybe try to stop the original Richtofen. Maybe. Just maybe. So, that's just a little theory going on about. Okay, now, a question that I have been getting a lot here lately is, what's going to happen when, what's going to happen, or what the hell? Prestige 4. Oh shit, okay. Anyways, something that people have been really asking me and have been really curious about is, what if Revelations may not really be the end? What, like, okay, let me rephrase. Let me say this in a way that makes more sense. What if Revelations, like, concludes this storyline, but still leaves questions unanswered? That is something that us as zombie fans need to really take into consideration and maybe think about before Revelations comes out. What if, yes, overall, the storyline is concluded, but what if there are still some questions that are left unanswered? Whether it's small or big questions left unanswered. And what if those questions, let's just say there are questions left unanswered after the Revelations Easter egg. Let's say that there are some questions left unanswered. Could it be a possibility that some of those questions left unanswered could be a vital part as to what really caused this entire zombie outbreak? And as to why it is, you have Richtofen and Dempsey and all of them, you got their versions, you got the original versions from World at War and Black Ops 1, and then you start playing Origins, And they're complete different people. And I mean on every aspect. Not only do they look different, but they're totally different in character. Okay, everybody remembers Nikolai back in Black Ops 1 and at World at War. He was a drunk. He was making nonstop comments about vodka, how much he liked vodka, how much where he wanted vodka and where he could get it, where it was at. He questioned that. Now, as soon as you get to Origins, you do not hear a thing about vodka, really. You don't hear anything about vodka coming out of Nikolai that much. And if you do, it's nothing joking about it. He's actually kind of talking down on vodka. Okay, Dempsey, in World at War and in Black Ops 1, he was a stereotypical Army, Marine, whatever. He was your stereotypical Army, Marinesman, whatever he was. I'm pretty sure he was in the Marines. So he was your stereotypical, you know, very energetic, very enthusiastic, very brutal, very... What's the word I'm looking for? I don't know exactly what the word I'm looking for is. I hope y'all understand what I'm trying to say. And on here, he's more of a serious person, you know, and in Origins, you would hear his dialogue say, my mission was to come do this, or catalog whatever, or what, you know, you heard something, him referring to a mission. Now, we have never been told what this mission really was. Okay, because, and the reason why is because you don't really hear any other characters on Origins and in Black Ops 3 Zombie Storyline. You really don't hear any other characters mention anything about a mission. You just hear it come from Dempsey. Now, that was nasty. Something stuck in my tooth. Now, Takeo. He hasn't changed, really. In my opinion, I think he's like one of the only ones that did not change, really. Okay, Richtofen. Now, this one is a bit tricky. He has never been really a trustworthy man. I mean, think about it. Richtofen is sitting here taking Dempsey, Takeo, and Nikolai on these wild, crazy adventures, trying to figure out and trying to get it into all this. And every time he says, this is the last step, it turns out there's another step that needs to be done. And this is why Dempsey, Nikolai, and Takeo don't trust him, because he has said time and time again that this is over. And it's even stated in the giant introduction cutscene. You hear Dempsey say, damn it, Richtofen, I thought we were through with this, or something along those lines. Could this mean that maybe, just maybe, they have done so much? And this also points out, this is why Richtofen can't really be trusted, because that points out that they have done this more than once. I mean, think about it. You have two different Richtofens. You have Richtofen 2.0, which is Origins and after, and then you got Richtofen, which is before Origins, all the way before that, from World at War all the way to Black Ops 1. And you see him kill him, and then that's when you hear Dempsey say, I thought we were through with this. This could conclude that he's, they've been doing this time and time again, and that maybe this is that they've been traveling through alternate universes. And that plausible theory could make sense, because when you complete Shadows of Evil Easter egg, you see that Richtofen comes through a portal. How did that portal get there? Did he go through and travel through another alternate universe? That could very well be true. Anyways, guys, that is all I really have time for. I am really, really tired. I actually really wanted to get this out of the way, because I don't think I'll have time to do it tomorrow between another live stream of mine that I'm going to be doing for the Horizon Drac Easter egg or Grod Krovi, whichever one. I might do both, or I might tend to do both. But I am really fucking tired. My girlfriend's passed out. I'm actually gonna go get some sleep. I got football practice, so I gotta be well dressed for that anyways. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. I'd like to have some subscribers. I'd greatly appreciate it if I could get up to 15 subscribers in this week. I'd really greatly appreciate it if you drop a subscribe button. I'd also really appreciate it if you like the video, then obviously drop a like. Put in the comment section what you would like to see me do. Now, unfortunately, I'm not like every other YouTuber where they can have a camera set up and all this other different technology. So at the moment, this is what I have to deal with. I intend on getting a camera and everything like that and having a legitimate, you know, professional YouTube channel like this. But anyways, drop in the comments what else you would like to see me do. Drop in your comments what you think about the zombie storyline, what you think and what theories you think are plausible, which ones you think are probably not true, which ones you think could very well be true. I greatly appreciate it. Remember to subscribe, like, leave in the comments what you'd like to see, and maybe I will feature your comment in a video, in a live stream. Thanks, I greatly appreciate it, guys. Peace.